So, like, the thing that I feel contractually obliged to ask at this point is why is that labyrinth there? What is the point of it? And why did we land in it?
Well, we got lost. Like, you know.
I mean, maybe we landed in it accidentally, but I don't feel as though that really answers much of anything else.
So this is Great Mizuti's village.
First, we must talk with the village elder. Everyone follow the Great Mizuti.
I was going to say, like, hang on, is everyone else here just like regular humans? But I did see at least one other weird floating boy, so I guess that's that objection quashed.
I guess we could take a look around the village while we wait. I agree. I'm interested in how people live their lives here.
This does all seem very on brand.
As many as I can.
I dig the giant mask house.
Yeah, like I said.
Okay, let's go then.
Anyway, when did Lude become so interested in all this?
Have you considered using wings? You know, those things that people have.
Yeah. I mean, but they can only do that in battle, though. Like, there has to be a fight going on, and the enemy has to be right there, and why would the enemy be there? It's like a whole thing.
I guess, to be fair, these are the children of the Earth, and maybe they don't have wings, but like we do.
They just habitually float a couple centimeters off the ground, just because that's how they roll.
Have you considered floating maybe a foot above the ground, and then you could get over that gap?
Also, you know, a slight jump. Also, what the fuck is happening in this house? Oh, are they chickens?
Yes, there are chickens.
I see. It took me a minute to pass that sound. I don't know how I would qualify this. It's like, now that I listen for it, yeah, it's absolutely the sound of chickens, but like more.
Oh, I'm sorry, the cluckers.
Excuse me. It's like clucking, but more cursed somehow.
Anyway, we are going to take one of these chickens and shove it down Callus's pants.
Hell yeah. I mean, look, it's for a side quest. We don't need to explain ourselves.
Excuse me, young lady. Could I have a look at that pendant you're wearing?
No?
Of course.
Like,
Thank you.
how about just don't?
Very interesting. Have you folks ever heard of an ancient artifact called the Earth Sphere? Mizuti's ancestors, the great wizards of old, made it to seal the bodies of the dead gods within the 5 islands.
Aha.
That pendant of yours is the Earth Sphere itself. Yet it seems to have been shattered. So what you have there is actually only a piece of the Earth Sphere.
Ah, so once again, we have been carrying around a priceless and powerful artifact, and the explanation for why we could not use it was, you never asked.
He stole the Earth Sphere from us and took it
And
back.
once again, it's in 5 pieces. Did he actually say 5 pieces? Maybe he didn't actually say that. I just extremely got that vibe. I'm getting a 5 pieces vibe.
It's been broken.
Calbrin's ancestor. He stole the Earth Sphere?
I guess since Lord Calbrin's ancestor stole
I mean,
it was stored.
If it was broken, I can see how it might have borne mentioning a little bit, but I don't really blame them for not trying to use it.
You swiped it from him. All makes sense now.
So the Earth Sphere was used to seal the gods' parts as End Magnus deep underground. Which is why it could also be used to awaken them.
Young lady, even though it may be broken, the sphere is still a very sacred artifact. It may prove useful to you someday. Please keep it safe.
Yes, I will.
So is this just common knowledge down here?
About a year ago, our elder, the Great Camro, had a vision. It foretold the rebirth of an evil god. Ever since then, we've been paying a great deal of attention to the nations of the sky. As the seals of the End Magnus were broken one by one, even down here beneath the taint clouds, we could feel an evil power brewing.
Okay, look, but I'm onto this trick now. What they do is they have like 100 different prophecies, and they just tell all of them, and then when one of them happens, they just like forget the other 99 and only ever tell people about the one. Seen this trick all the time.
Wow. To save the world alone.
I mean, it's not really that much different than the whole... Actually, that all of these contradictory stories they were all true, because we were technically talking about different gods, come on.
I mean, I like that detail. That's like a good example of subversion in a story. Like, that's good, actually. Also, rubber mud, okay.
Yes. Rest assured that when we get there, you will know what they mean.
Uh-huh. I don't know, I just, my brain immediately went to, like, oh, he means latex, right? But, I guess I'll find out.
I don't know if I'd call this place a total wreck.
Yeah, there's just... It's just not manned. What's supposed to be wrecked? Was this a translation whoopsie or something?
Ah, see, there's a force field, and that's why Malpercio can't come down here even if he wanted to.
When did you come back?
The Great Mizuti has just returned. How be you, Key?
I'm fine. I heard you had a hard time up there. Everything okay?
The Great Mizuti be in tip-top shape. As well as invincible, incredible, indomitable, and insurmountable.
Yup, that's the Mizuti I know.
See, this is also a good example of subversion in a story. Because, like, I expected that all of these people to be, like, Mizuti. They were all going to be like that. And, like, he's not actually weird, he's just from a different place. But no. The rest of these people all also talk regularly. Mizuti's just like this.
I don't mind.
You don't?
No.
Okay, Key. The Great Mizuti has some important business and must go.
Okay. Tell me about your adventures when you have time.
Alright, so let's get this treasure chest.
Right, yeah. I have a sinking feeling regarding what's coming here. Like, I have searched my feelings, and I know how you get that treasure chest. and I just want to say that I hate it.
There is another hint to this in the last house that we haven't been into yet.
Oh, well, that's something.
But it's not very hard to figure out.
So, like, is that good? Seems to have some resistances on it, but...
It's got some good numbers. The stats on it are absolutely garbage, though.
Great. Does the guy react? Like, holy shit, you just casually strolled in here and picked up the totally unreachable treasure chest.
Mizuti?
I can't, I never bothered to check.
I don't believe it. How could you go up there all by yourself? Do you have any idea how worried I was?
Come now, dear. Our child has returned to us safely. Mizuti just couldn't sit still after finding out that something terrible was happening to the world involving the Earth sphere stolen from our ancestors. Besides, considering what Mizuti has accomplished, I am truly impressed. I'm proud of the kid.
I'm proud of me too.
There you go again. You're spoiling our child, you know. Anyway, I am so happy to see you home safe. Welcome back, Mizuti.
Good to be back home, dear mother.
Yeah, I am a huge fan of the reveal that Mizuti is just
All this really happened.
like this.
Yeah, Mizuti is just a weirdo. Even among their people, Mizuti is just a weirdo.
To the dangers up above than any of us were. About a month ago, Mizuti said someone needs to check on the outside world, and just flat out left. We were so worried. But our child is back home again, safe and sound, thanks to all of you. Our apologies for any mischief Mizuti may have caused you.
I assume at some point they're gonna reveal how he got,
Great Mizuti saved the
you know,
day more than once.
up through the clouds.
The Great Mizuti? Mizuti, you're not calling yourself great again, are you?
Well,
Aw, shit, got busted to mom.
How many times do I have to tell you? A truly great person would never show off his importance.
See, I love it.
Come now, come now. It's been a while since we last got together as a family. I wouldn't be so picky. On the other hand, Mizuti, your mother is right in a way. I wouldn't feel comfortable calling myself the Great Ko. It's just not polite.
gotcha. Point has been taken.
Wow, damn. He picks up quickly.
Great. Have you had a chance to talk with the Great Kamro?
I don't know if it's always been the case, but it definitely just changed Mizuti's little bubble to not have great.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it changed exactly at that point.
An important discussion?
The question is, when is he going to subtly change it back and hope that we don't notice?
In town. If it's him, their talk shouldn't last too long. I don't think they have much to discuss.
Understood. But Mizuti will go say hello.
I will actually fully turn around my opinion of the Great Mizuti if he does that immediately after we leave this town. He just puts the Great right back in his name and never comments on it.
Of course. Okay, let's go everyone.
I will, however, expect them to at least wait until, like, actually leaving the village. Like if he can't, if he does it when you go out of this house, then that's not gonna count. Oh wow, weren't kidding. That is pretty direct.
Anyway, yep, we definitely just stole that mug from a child.
I mean, we stole the fundamental essence of the mug, I guess. I don't know, large tea mugs are very powerful. I should know, I have a couple. So are those sprites? Like, the masks on the floor look like sprites. I don't know why they look like that.
I don't think so.
I mean, technically this whole thing's pre-rendered backdrops anyway, but... Come on, now they're just taking the piss. Like, this wasn't in the game, right? You've hex edited the name of that item to troll me personally, haven't you?
I have done no such thing.
Great. Well, sure, whatever. Why not a second order essence? We have the essence of the adventure novel. Fuck it, why not? Nothing is real anymore. Metaphysics is a joke. Chaos reigns.
Camro is having a very important discussion.
Camro, do you intend for us to rot down here in these paint clouds? Now that the evil god has awakened, what is the point of sitting here doing nothing? I've waited long enough.
That old goat. He has no clue whatsoever.
That is Sir Crumley, chief of a neighboring village. Please don't mind him. He always gets worked up like that when talking with the Great Camro. Their discussion seems to be over. The Great Camro will see you now.
Okay. Okay.
Great Camro, the Great Mizuti has just returned.
Yep. Fucking called it.
He? The Great Camro?
Correct.
Welcome home, Mizuti. It must have been awful for you up there in the sky. Your efforts are appreciated.
No problem. Anytime. Piece of cake.
People of the sky, I bid you welcome to the village of Gemma. It seems
So this was like, what, 6 or 7 years before Nier?
Accept my thanks.
Yeah. It's about the right time frame.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you for helping
Just
us
confirming.
out in a tight spot the other day.
Mizuti called to us, so we hastily attempted a sealing spell. Yet, the power of the evil god was immense. Honestly speaking, I was unsure what would become of us.
Without your help, we'd have been killed by Malpercio for sure. Thank you so much.
It was the least we could do. As
So, like,
you
do you
must
think
know
he's
from
sitting
seeing
on a
our
chair,
village,
like,
we no
behind
longer
this
possess
chair
the power
that lets him
once
stick his
wielded
arms through, like, the
before.
giant orb thing?
1,000 years have passed.
Maybe there's like
since our
another
people
chair
started
inside
living
the
in these
orb.
Poisonous conditions. Devastated from battles with the gods.
Maybe the
our
orb
magic
is
has
part of the
grown
chair
upon
that we
the
can
throne.
see.
As I'm sure you recall from your confrontation with Malpercio.
I don't know.
Even the combined power of our villages. did
I feel
little
like
more
I've
than slow
learned
the
enough in my life
Many
not to
others
question this.
collapsed after the effort.
Anyway, so it turns out that we've come here seeking the help of the children of the earth, and, They all suck, and they're not capable of being actual wizards anymore.
Is a very strong child, with potential rivaling that of the ancient wizards.
They've gone out of practice.
As if Mizuti
Except
were
Mizuti.
one of
Mizuti
our
is still pretty good.
ancestors, Reincarnate.
I mean, Mizuti seems to be the only one of these people who's shown basically any proactivity,
from the others in our village.
like ever.
I'd say it was a blessing in disguise for her to have gone up there and found all of you. Although facing great dangers in the sky,
did they really have to write her in
such as you
giant bright red?
I don't know. That
she?
It's another one of those like okay.
You mean the Great Mizuti?
Sure.
She?
Oh, you didn't know?
I mean, I was going with they for ages before dropping that for some reason. I can't remember why I did drop that.
According to one of
it's just a weird thing because like Mizuti is obviously
years ago,
does not refer like she does not. Mizuti does not use feminine pronouns to refer to herself, so like,
or indeed any pronouns. The Great Mizuti refers only to the Great Mizuti.
So it is kind of weird for the game to be like,
hey, she's a she.
Wow.
The ocean mirror was given to the people of the Icelands by our ancestors.
Well, I mean, whatever.
It's been shattered, and the Earth sphere is in pieces. But the third artifact, the Sword of the Heavens, is still safe here in our lands. It should prove a great help when facing Valpercio.
So what do you think the catch is going to be with this one?
Some 1,000 years.
I mean, I'm guessing that each of the pieces is going to be guarded by a great and terrible boss fight.
Oh no! I mean about the Sword of the Heavens.
Garden of Death, just north of this
I mean,
village. Here,
going to be guarded by a great and terrible boss fight,
the door deep within the garden.
or a really shitty puzzle. Maybe both.
All right, let's go down there.
I'm liking the Garden of Death. It's very inviting.
You seem to have a mysterious friend with you.
Yeah,
It is a
hi.
pleasure making your acquaintance. The children of the earth welcome you, brave spirit. You have fought courageously side by side with your friends from the sky. Please strive on, so that the world may not fall into darkness. Callus, you and your spirit friend just may be the key to restoring our world. Huh? You should go now. Please be careful.
All of which reminds me, like, it seems kind of weird that we haven't come across another, like, us.
Long, long ago.
Anyway, please God, anything but more stories.
Unfortunately,
every single one of these people is going to have a story, aren't they?
People were awed and called them
yeah,
gods.
it's all a part of the same story, sort of.
Of the clouds.
Anyway, yes,
They
it's
were
lore
summoned
time.
Gods of Malpercio. The wise
Oh,
and
boy.
old great whale living in the ocean was one of the gods too.
In ancient times, gods and men maintained a peaceful existence. Yet about 1,000 years ago, a war erupted between them. It is said that the cause of the conflict was man's invasion of the gods' territory in an attempt to expand their lands. But no one knows exactly what happened.
Did they try to colonize, like, actual heaven? Like, is that what they tried?
Man emerged victorious. The creatures who followed
I
the
mean,
gods and fought for them
there
were
are
exiled,
worse plans.
sent to a dark corner of another dimension.
Are there?
along with their stronghold, Core Hydra.
Look, when you're the sort of person that has the power to send castles and demons into alternate dimensions,
were wizards.
Yeah, you could probably go conquer the heavens.
After a long and arduous struggle, they decided to take the dead gods apart, sealing each of them in 5 separate islands, and magically raising them into the sky. The Earth had been ravaged and poisoned during the war, so any future hope of survival was set afloat in the sky. Those islands are your homes now. Sadal Sud, Diadem, Anuenue, Mira, and Alfard. 5 islands in the sky.
I mean, yeah, that's all fitting.
Strong power resided in the corpses of the gods. The 5 floating islands have prospered until today, largely due to the power of the gods buried within them.
I feel like much of this was inferable from what we already knew.
They buried the gods' bodies separately, so as to prevent them from returning to this world ages later. It is also said that different parts of the gods' bodies were chosen for burial, so that the islands in the sky would each develop a unique culture, resulting in diversity among the
I don't think that's how evolution works.
Yet, this worked against us. Who could
So what did they do with the rest of the of each god? Like that means that there's still like 80% corpses kicking around somewhere.
The gods, the wizards remained on the earth. They stayed to prevent poison that had engulfed the land from reaching the sky, and also to purify their lands. That is the purpose of the taint clouds. For 1,000 years now, the taint clouds have covered the entire earth, absorbing and purifying the poison that had seeped into it.
Yeah, I don't think that's how this works either, but sure. Yeah, we'll go with that.
I don't know how you guys think particle diffusion works, or indeed any kind of atmospheric physics. That's not. This isn't. Like, surely they could have just distilled all the poison into the fundamental essence and put it in a fucking pod.
And see, here I was gonna say that we'll have plenty of time to think about it in the Garden of Death.